A war monitoring organization says Syrian opposition fighters have surrounded the city of Hama on 3 sides. Their advance comes despite a counteroffensive launched by government forces. The rebels have already taken Syria's second largest city, Aleppo. Hama, which is located 200 kilometers away from the capital Damascus, may be an even bigger prize.
The 8-day rebel campaign has moved at a breathless pace, overrunning Syrian army positions with apparent ease. The Islamist-led opposition moved so quickly, it appears government troops dashed from their quarters in a matter of minutes, leaving valuables of all kinds behind.
Thank God, after 6 or 7 years, God helped us prosper and we returned with honor and respect. And we returned to our families with honor, with God's will. And we are no more with this dog, Assad, this pig.
This is the first rebel offensive in years against President Bashar al-Assad's military, the first shift in the front lines, noted by the U.S. Secretary of State.
Assad's key backers, key allies, whether it's Russia, whether it's Hezbollah, whether it's Iran, have all, in different ways, been distracted, notably by problems of their own making. And it looks like HTS took advantage of that fact.
The resistance to the opposition, HTS, in the city of Hama is significant. Assad's army, its career soldiers bolstered by a sudden 50% increase in pay, is holding. Overhead, Russian fighter jets find targets of their choosing. In this case, journalists covering the conflict were fired on. Photographer Anas Al-Karbutli of the German press agency was killed in the attack. He was buried in a nearby cemetery. One of more than 100 civilians believed killed in the renewed fighting.
I can now speak to the journalist Vladimir van Wilgenberg, who joins us from Erbil in Iraq. Vladimir, bring us up to date on the latest. What does it say that the rebels have advanced so far, so quickly?
Yeah. As it also was mentioned in the report before, the rebels, they have quickly advanced since the end of November. And yesterday they took control of the 87th Brigade in the vicinity of Hama city. And they are slowly surrounding and encircling the city of Hama from 3 directions. They have until now still failed to take the Zain al-Abidin mountain near Hama city. And also the leader of the HTS yesterday visited Aleppo city to boost the morale to his fighters. So the fight is still ongoing, but the regime is mounting more resistance than in the beginning when Aleppo fell.
Now, Assad's government started a counteroffensive to push back the rebels. How did that go?
Yeah. Aleppo, the city, it fell very quickly in a few days, but the Syrian government, the Syrian regime, they have been trying to focus their defenses on the city of Hama. So, as I mentioned before, there's one strategic mountain near the city of Hama that the rebels have failed to take. So the regime have sent a lot of reinforcements to Hama. But at the same time, it seems that the Hayat al-Tahrir Sham, they are getting more closer to encircle the city, like step by step. So the Syrian government, they have been able to resist the rebels so far in Hama, but still they are, it's a big chance that Hama could fall under rebel control at some point. But the fight is very heavy, not like a few days ago when the rebels took Aleppo in just in a few hours.
Now, according to the UN, around 150,000 people have been displaced in this latest flare-up. Where can people actually go and find safety?
Yeah, according to the UN, like more than 100,000 people have been displaced around Idlib and northern Aleppo. So it depends on the location and the people. I mean, for instance, you have Kurds that have been displaced, being moved with convoys to northeast Syria. You also have 2 Shia villages that were controlled by rebels. Those people have been fleeing to other areas still under Syrian government control. And also you have other people from Aleppo that were afraid of the situation. They moved to other areas in Syria. So some of them, they went to areas under Syrian government control, some under Kurdish government control, or they went more up, for instance, to other neighborhoods in Aleppo. But the situation, it's difficult for many people because there has been, the war has been sort of frozen for some time now. So a lot of the local authorities, they're not really ready to handle like this new displacement in Syria.
The journalist Vladimir van Wilgenburg there, thank you very much.
You're welcome.